There is a war in the old school tabletop role-playing game community when it comes to social interaction in character. You get people out there that will falsely say that doing unique voices is what makes you a better player, and there should be an expectation that you do voices. Even though they know they can do a voice, and they know a ton of people out there can't. So guess what? If they can do a unique voice, it makes them a better player than the next player. You get a lot of people in the old school that love to imply how they are better than other people. Now, for the people that cannot do unique voices, a lot of them will say, fuck social interaction. Like, they'll push back against it and say it is pointless because they are trying to cover their ass. But both sides are wrong. And I'm not saying it's my opinion that they are wrong. I'm saying that they are both factually wrong. They're full of shit. Social interaction is part of role play. It is required. It's not just the role of your character. There is actual interaction, social interaction that you're expected to do between characters, and even say, in some cases, with the enemies, the monsters, and guess what? Maybe even the merchant back at town. And doing unique voices means absolutely nothing. The uniqueness dies out after a session, maybe two. And it doesn't say that you're a better player. I know a lot of players out there that can do unique voices, but can't think their way out of a wet paper fucking bag. They are absolute fucking clowns when it comes to being players of any tabletop role-playing game. They are not good at a tabletop role-playing game, and doing a unique voice is not required, because where does the game really take place when it comes to social interaction? In the imagination. Let me teach you all something about doing social interaction and doing it in a way that works, in my opinion, the correct way. Being able to do it doesn't say if you're a good or bad player in all reality. But when it comes to the imagination, all you're really using is a form of manipulation. You manipulate the imagination, and a player will take it in like breathing air. I could do a female merchant, and no unique voice is required. I talk in maybe a softer tone if it's a feminine female merchant, and that's all I got to do is talk in a lower, softer way with a lower, softer tone. That's it. Because manipulation is actually simple. It's easy. I want to make sure that I don't talk like myself. I'm going to talk in a different cadence, right? I'm going to talk as the female merchant. I'm going to say words that I think she would say. And the only thing I have to do is soften the voice in the process. Take any new player into a tabletop role-playing game. Don't do a unique voice. Soften it up. Say it's a female merchant, and then ask the player after the session is over. When you talk to the female merchant, did you think you were talking to me, Stephen? Did it sound like Stephen? Or did you completely, within your imagination, take it in as a female merchant? And every player that don't already have some bias built into their mind, a new player will tell you right away, no, I took it in as the female merchant. I never even thought like it was you speaking. I thought you were pretty much doing the voice of the female merchant. And to them, it is like doing a voice, but I didn't really do a unique voice. All I did was soften my tone and say words I thought she would say. That tone change and then picking the right words is all I have to do to manipulate your imagination. And that's where the game is taking place. We all can do it, and we all can do it easily. These games are not meant to be challenging in the area of social interaction. They're not meant to be, nor are they. So it's a false claim if somebody says, because I can do a unique voice, or implies it that they are better. They are not. It has nothing whatsoever to do with being a good player at a tabletop role-playing game. Anybody who implies implies it or says it directly is lying to you. There's nothing wrong with the skill. I don't deny that. It's definitely a skill. I could even appreciate it. But if you play off some falsehood, that means you are better than the person who cannot do a unique voice, or you assume everybody can when they clearly can't, or you're just saying that to say, well, hey, you can't do it, I can. Another implication that you're better. You are lying, not just to me, not to the other players, but to yourself as well. Stop living on a false throne that is not real. You are sitting on a cardboard box. Please fuck right off. And to the people out there that will deny doing social interaction, will complain, it should be about the characters, not about the NPC talking, not about this interesting thing over here, because they want to avoid most social interaction. No, you don't avoid social interaction, you do it. And NPCs are as part of the setting and delivering the feel and experience as everything else you encounter in the game. You are meant to interact with monsters, NPCs, people on the road, a merchant. You are actually meant to do that. And if you go even back to the oldest, part of the hobby, Dungeons and Dragons, there's hints and clear signals that you are meant to do it. They have it built into the system, negotiating with the monster, talking to the other characters. So if you think social interaction hasn't been a thing or a necessary part of the hobby, you are lying to yourself. This is not some pure board game. And so you go back to the earliest game, even the original D&D, you'll find your hints in there that make it clear. Every other tabletop role-playing game since has made it clear. And guess who built a lot of the older games outside of D&D? Wargamers. Yeah. And they make social interaction a necessary part. They're very clear on their communication. So let's just get real about this. A role-playing game is not just a board game or be called a board game. It's not just a drama class or be called a drama class. It's not just pure storytelling, or we would call it storytelling. Think of it this way. Whenever you hear people try to claim that it's something or act like it's something specific, they're bullshitting, right? It's unique away from these things. If it's a board game, it's just a board game. That's all it is. We wouldn't call it a role-playing game. We'd call it a board game. If it was just about storytelling, and that was the aim, the overall aim of your experience, we would call it just storytelling with some dice. Right? That's all we would do. Or if it was about acting in some way, I guess, it would be drama class with some rules. But it's not. These are unique. Role-playing games are unique and separate from all of these things. It borrows from these different areas. So it requires a bit of the drama stuff, right? The social interaction. It requires a bit, but not pure, storytelling. Some focus. It requires a bit of rules, and the board can be in your mind, or I guess on the table. But it can be in your mind too. It is a game overall. There's the game side of it, the bit of acting side of it, the bit of storytelling. And that's what makes up a role-playing game. It's made for everyone, for everyday people. And it's made that anybody can potentially, if they put the effort in, be good at a tabletop role-playing game. And so you have to watch it when people are out there saying, this is what it is, or this is what it is. And usually a lot of people will make claims where they want to take something that is separate from what we're doing and say, somehow they're implying they are better than other people. I mean, at what point do you just erase role-playing? If you keep saying, oh, there's an NPC doing interaction. Why are you focusing on the NPC? Because there's social interaction. It's part of role-play. Remember, the monster in the negotiation is part of role-play. Social interaction is considered part of role-play. You're not just playing the role of a fighter in a group. You're in the role aspect, you're doing more than that. It's a combination of things. Part of what you do, even from the earliest game in the hobby, is do social interaction. Meaning you talk to the other characters in character, and you could even talk to the merchant on the street. You could talk to the merchant at the store, or you could be negotiating with a monster to avoid combat. Now, in the new school, this whole argument can be embarrassing to even have to tell them that we have it going on. You know, as much as I don't like some of the new school games, they just do this stuff. They do the social interaction, they do the stuff, almost like breathing air. They have a different approach to these games than the old school in certain elements, right? Like towards action and whatnot. They definitely do. But overall, this debate does not exist in what we call the new school part of the tabletop role-playing game hobby. It only exists in the old school, and these arguments are old, just old, but never go away and never get sorted out. You got people that want to avoid it. They even talk about playing in third person. That's never been a thing as far as I know. That's all a new argument to avoid social interaction. And then again, you get the people that do unique voices. Oh, they want to imply being better. No, you're not. And if you are, alright, tell me this. Frank Metzner, probably one of the best game masters ever out there, publicly that we know, didn't do voices, could run circles around you. Are you going to say he sucks? He was better than you, and he didn't do the unique voices. And so my point is, he didn't have to. He didn't have to, because the imagination takes care of it. A simple change in tone. You want to represent a rough orc, you speak with words you think they would say, you up your tone a bit. You down your tone for softer speaking NPCs or characters. That's all you do, because it's the imagination that takes care of the rest. And if you have no biased thinking in the people you're bringing into the game, you talk to them after any gaming session. When I spoke with a rougher tone and said the words I think the orc would say, did you take it in as the orc, or were you hearing Steven? To them, it's the orc. They purely take it in, which is telling you right away the whole idea that you had to do a unique voice, unnecessary. And anybody who does do a unique voice, you might be better in a drama class than me. You might be better if they were filming some cartoon and you were doing a voice for a cartoon. But when it comes to a tabletop role-playing game, it doesn't say that you're better than me, even a pinch. You're not an inch better than me. Not at all, because there's so many things to get right here. It's a combination factor. So it has nothing to do with you being good. Nothing. I've known people that can do unique voices, but overall, they suck at tabletop role-playing games. And it just didn't make a difference. The whole unique voice, the fancy, impressed side of it, goes away in a session or two. Just completely goes away. You'll be reacted to like everyone else is reacting to each other, who's simply using a change in tone. You'll even notice that the other players take you in a no better way than they take in a change in tone. You can sit at the table, you're doing a unique voice, I do a change in tone. You'll notice the players take my change in tone 100% as well as they take in you doing a unique voice. So it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not like you have improved the experience of the people around you. It's like they take your unique voice in better than they take in my change in tone. And see, that's what would tell you if you're doing something that improves the experience. If the other players around you are more like their experience is heightened by your unique voice compared to my change in tone, then that's something. But if they hear your unique voice and then they hear my change in tone and afterwards the experience is all around good in either case for them, you'll realize you have not improved anything. So you're sitting on a false throne. In the old school, we have to get by this. We really do. There are so many games that you're going to avoid if you're not willing to do social interaction. I talk about a lot of games that I'm covering outside of D&D. Yeah, tons of them. They all require social interaction, just about every single one in detail. If you're not willing to do social interaction, you can't even play the games. They don't act like board games in that way at all. So if you want to try them, get ready to talk. Because combat's not a big issue, but why do people do a lot of combat in D&D, or even D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, from level 1 to 3 says, well, if you understand it, it's telling you, and not so direct, to avoid most combat from level 1 to 3. So what would you be doing a lot of? Talking. Yeah, if you're avoiding. That's what would happen. But why do a lot of people just go after the action? Because they'll treat this game like it's a board game because they'll want to skip this part. Right? Because everybody wants to imply that they're better. And what it means is, if you say you do a unique voice, it means you're better. You imply it. The guys over here will say, no, doing social interaction means nothing. So what they're trying to do is take away from you your implication that you're better. That's all it is. They're trying to take it away from you. But see, the middle ground is, the truth is, you're not better, nor are they. Both groups are full of shit. Their social interaction is important to the game. And the only thing you need to make it real to work is the imagination. And how you manipulate the imagination of the people around you so it works is to use tone. Tone, not unique voices, tone change. If you're going to speak rough, tone change, not unique voice. Everybody can adjust their tone. Not everybody can do a unique voice. And the only place a unique voice is really something of high talent is in drama class. It does not improve the experience at a tabletop role-playing game. And if you say it does, you're lying. And then what you're trying to say is you're better than people like Frank and other people that would run circles around your fucking amateur mediocre ass. So sit down, kid. You're not better. You're definitely not better than me. I'll make that clear to you right now. You're not better than me. So just so we're clear, you are not better than me. So you can go live in a lie. You can keep saying it, but what happens when we have this happening? It's a lot of soft ego people, and it creates a clash, an unnecessary one. And you have people avoiding games, avoiding each other. You go to the new school, this is embarrassing. They don't have this problem at all. It's the only area you hear this big fucking little egotistic fight going on is in the old school. It's a shame. And this has made walls between people for decades. Unnecessary walls. So bring the walls down and realize tone. I already have an earlier video talking about how to do this properly. How to do social interaction by changing tone and messing with the imagination. I thought just teaching that would be helpful. But I realized there's still a clash. It still hasn't gone away. It's been here for 50 years. It still creates a wall. And it's downright fucking embarrassing because both sides are full of shit. So the whole fucking debate is based on fucking lies and people trying to say either I'm better than you or you're not better than me. Nobody's needing to be better. Nobody is better. And we can all achieve the peak, which is tone change in the imagination. That's all it is. And players will prove this to you. Bring somebody new in, do the tone change, it works right away. There you go.